Now, you'd have to agree with me that Ottolenghi is the star of the moment. His books are wonderful. I actually love the photography. I'm not saying I have got anything against the recipes, because they're great, but the photography in his books, just stunning. But, of course, he's famous for Middle Eastern food, but he's also got a restaurant called Nopi, N-O-P-I. I don't know whether that's how you pronounce it. Hewitson's done it again. Anyway, the point of that is that's more Asian influenced. And I've forgotten his blasted name, but he's got, I think, an Aussie guy working there who is a bit of a whiz-bang in Asian food, so it's sort of more Asian influenced. And this recipe is sort of a bit like Ottolenghi. It's a sort of a kimchi. Now, I love kimchi, and when I saw this recipe, I thought, I have to try it. And then I read it, I thought, it is nothing like kimchi, but it tastes bloody delicious, so that'll do, won't it? Anyway, first of all, what I've got here, I've got some cucumber, I've got some carrot, and I've also got some shredded spring onions. And what you do is you do that with it, using a good vegetable peeler. About 3/4 of a medium carrot will do us, and the rest I'll eat. Actually, I'll tell you something really funny. Well, I think it's funny anyway. Our dog, Nikki, absolutely adores carrot. Only raw, she doesn't like it cooked. So that's what I keep the end bits for her. So about 3/4 of a carrot, cut like that, and also 3/4 of a cucumber. Now the cucumber is interesting because what I'm doing, yes, I'm cutting it like that, same thing, but I'm only taking it down to the seeds. So I don't want the seeds in it, and the easiest way is you peel it and then you cut it. So that's as far as we go, except we'll get a little bit more off the end. What I have got here is I've got a 2 centimetre piece of ginger which I've cut into julienne. I've got 1 long red chilli which I've seeded and sliced. You don't need to take the seeds out if you don't want to. And I've also got 3 garlic cloves which I've sliced finely. To that we then add, with our measuring spoons, I'm in an exact mood today. I'm using measuring spoons. Actually, I saw a lady on television recently, she would have been even older than me, about 80 or something. And she was saying that her mother always said she had to measure accurately. And I thought to myself, I'm a bit lapsadaisical when it comes to measurements. Maybe that's why I'm not a good pastry cook. So maybe I'll follow her lead. So 1 tablespoon of raw sugar, 1 tablespoon of rice wine vinegar, 3/4 of a tablespoon of soy, and 3/4 of a tablespoon of fish sauce, which obviously adds the salt content. And then we just mix it up fairly well, just get all those flavours through it, and we'll put that to the side. What you do is you then refrigerate that and leave that for 24 to 48 hours. And look at that! I've always wanted to do that. That has been marinating for 48 hours, and we'll put it into a big bowl. Kimchi, the original kimchi, which is nothing like this, of course. They used to bury it in the ground in sort of terracotta pots. They'd leave it there for 3 months or something. Now, I'm glad I shared that with you. In the Ottolenghi book, what they did was they put plums in it. Now, plums aren't always in season, and I tried it with radishes, and I think it's a good addition. So, Mr. Ottolenghi, if you're there watching me today, try it with radishes. I like it. And we also will put some chopped coriander in there, quite a bit. So I've got a bunch of radishes there which I've thrown in, and I'm just going to put some coarsely chopped coriander. You can put the stalks in if you like. You know, the Thais use everything, you name it, they use it. The roots, the stalks, the whole lot. Just make sure you wash it well, because it's growing in sand. Mix that up. Right, I don't think the Koreans would accept that this was kimchi, as I said before, and I'm going to repeat myself. Doesn't sound like me, does it? Tastes bloody good. Now let's just have a little taste, see if it needs anything, you know, like some more fish sauce or some more soy or anything like that. No, that is bloody wonderful. What I'm going to do is make a little batter, because I'm going to put some calamari on top. 1/2 cup of water, 1 cup of freshly opened beer, lager please, And the reason it's freshly opened is it gives you the yeast content, which makes it lighter. And to that we then add self-raising flour and a little bit of baking powder. Don't put too much baking powder in because there is already baking powder in the self-raising flour. Just mix that up. And then we start making the beer batter. Just adding the flour little by little and whisking continually. Because if you stop, it's never as good. Now, I don't know why. There is obviously some reason for it. So we just keep on adding, keep on whisking until it coats your finger lightly. Or if you're not too keen on putting your finger in it, coats a wooden spoon. Let's have a look. And a little bit more. We have got here some tubes of calamari. Now I've put those on paper to dry, and I'm just going to cut them into rings. Don't buy the pre-done rings, please. They're always pretty bloody awful. I'm swearing a lot today, aren't I? Must be the time of the year. Dunk it in our batter. Now don't leave it sitting in the batter for half an hour or something, and the reason for that is the water out of the calamari will come out and it will wreck your batter, won't it? You knew that. All right, I've got a fryer here with veggie oil in it. It's about 180 degrees. Now, of course, you can do it in a wok, and I've told you before, but the way to check if wok is the right temperature is put a cube of bread in it. If it sinks to the bottom immediately, it's too cold. And if it comes to the top immediately and gets very brown, well, guess what? Could be a little bit hot. What I'm just going to do is just leaving quite a bit of the liquid behind. Put some of this in a bowl, making sure you've got a mixture. Plenty of radishes. Love radishes. We don't do enough with radishes, do we? And this is looking good too, I reckon. And please do me the favour of draining them really well. Can you hear that there? Look how crisp that is. Just out of interest here, because I'm being real fancy pants today, that is Hewitson salt and pepper. So that is a mixture of Hewitson peppercorns, which you can buy at any Chinese grocer. And what I've then done is mix 2 tablespoons of those, 4 tablespoons of good salt, and I have then toasted it in a dry pan until it's aromatic. And then once it's toasted and it's aromatic, do it over pretty low heat. Don't burn the blasted stuff. And then we just sprinkle some of our Hewitson salt and pepper. I always make quite a bit of this because it's beautiful with fried fish. It really is. So there we have our crispy fried calamari with Ottolenghi's kimchi, radish and carrot and cucumber kimchi. And with that I'm going to serve really nice Pinot Gris. Now it's from Portsea Estate, which of course is in the Mornington Peninsula. Oh, that's good. I like that wine. And it's slightly aromatic, which goes very well with this dish. All right, guys, I hope you enjoy this. It is a ripper dish. It's got lovely flavours. Yes, you have to plan a little bit in advance, but it's not difficult. All right, enjoy.